Hi guys, it's Dakota. Pardon my, I have been, well, first of all, let me just say, doing the walkabout. How do you like it? You can see we have roses on one side of the yard. We've got birds nesting in the trees. Yeah, the walkabout. I did it. I certainly did. I just sort of came in from it, which is kind of why I'm sort of blown here all over the place. I did the walkabout. I recorded it, and I did probably about 22 minutes, and I said, let me put you on pause. I'm going to walk from here over there, and there's really no reason to show you that. And I didn't want this humongously long video, and so I hit pause and I walked to the other side, and when I get there I go and hit the start button, only to realize that when I hit the pause button, I actually had hit the end record button. So I know you guys have heard this like several times with the videos about how I've started a video and then I deleted it accidentally or whatever. Well, this was all done on my phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S8. I do not like that phone. I don't like it. I've not liked it since I got it. And I let them talk me into getting that phone. I'm so mad at myself. But anyway, but what happened is, look, I have really big hands, and the pause button is right next to the end video button. So when I hit, and I don't have the little thing on the back of the phone, the little button that that makes it easier to hold your phone. So I was holding the phone like this, and that's the other thing. The buttons on the sides of the phone, they're in really, really bad places. I'm constantly disconnecting people. I turn my phone off accidentally because it's right by my thumb when I hold the phone. It's a terrible setup. I really don't like the phone, and so anyway, yeah, so I had done about 22 minutes. It was going really, really well. I was liking the video. It was nice. Well, it was nice out. It was hot. It was probably about 88-ish today, but it was a little humid, and I was sweaty, but you weren't seeing me. You were just seeing the woods, thank goodness. But it was, I was enjoying being outside and sharing that with you. Well, when I realized what I had done, I thought, oh my gosh. So I came inside to cool off and get some water, and I Googled how to, because in my mind I thought, well, it should be okay if I go out and I just start and I start where I left off and start a new video where I left off. When I'm done, can't I just splice them together and just have one video? Well, Google said no, and then, or I couldn't find it, and I went on YouTube, and I didn't find it on YouTube either. So I don't know if it can be done. Maybe I'm not putting in the right words, and maybe you have to have some special editor to do that. I just use YouTube editor. That's all I use, as you know. I don't even edit. No, I don't edit at all. So what you see is what you get. But anyway, so I was so frustrated that I ended up deleting the whole video, because I thought, there was no way I was going to do it today. There was no way I was going to go back outside and rewalk that and retalk that. Not today. And I thought, well, if I am opening up my phone to look for something and that video pops up, that will just make me re-mad. and I don't want to be re-mad. So I deleted the whole thing. I mean, there was nothing I could do to fix it, I hope. Well, anyway. So that's what happened. I know, and I know that there's some of you going, yeah, right, she's not going to do it. I'm going to do the walkabout. I just couldn't do it again. I couldn't do it twice, not twice in one day. So anyway, that's what happened. All right, so, okay, so then that led me into this. So I came in, I cooled off. Like literally cooled off with the fan. I'm upstairs. It was too hot in the cottage, so I just came up here and I'm sitting underneath the fan. So you'll hear it come on here in a minute. It's loud and annoying, but at least it was cool. And so I came upstairs to cool off, and then I went back outside, and I found a shady area. I just wanted to sit on the grass. I just wanted to sit, I just wanted to be in nature. So I found a really nice shady area on the grass, and I sat down, and I decided that I didn't want to do any kind of meditation. I didn't want to do any any kind of spiritual thing at all, really. I mean, not in that sense. I didn't want to call any elements or whatever. What I wanted to do was I just wanted to sit on the ground, on the grass, which I knew would ground me, and but I wanted to just be present with nature. I just wanted to be present. Because today was actually the first day, really. It's been kind of a chaotic weekend. I usually have 3 days off, and Sunday usually isn't really it's a day off, but that's the day, and my husband and I usually do something on Sundays, whatever it is. So I don't count that as a personal day off. It's a day off, but it's not my personal day off. So that leaves Monday and Tuesday, and usually one of those days, those are chore days. House cleaning, go to the grocery store, all of that stuff. So I really only get just the one day. That's my personal day. And so, but this weekend has been it's just been kind of chaotic. There's been a lot of stuff going on. So I thought I just want to sit outside, and it's a nice day out, sit in the shade, and I just wanted to be present. I just wanted to be present with nature. So I sat on the grass, and it's breezy outside. I mean, the wind is blowing. It's warm. I mean, it's still hot out, but the wind was blowing, and so I did. I closed my eyes for a minute, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to listen to the leaves. I know that sounds kind of silly, but when I look at the woods, there were trees right close to me, and there were trees way back in the woods. There were trees that reached the sun, way up high. Big giant trees, and then there's smaller trees that were closer, new trees that were growing up, all the different trees. So as I closed my eyes, and all the leaves are different, right? You've got little small leaves, you've got big leaves, you have leaves that have different points on them, different shapes on them, different thicknesses. So I wanted to just sit and listen to the leaves. I wanted to hear the sound of the leaves. I wanted to see if I could hear the different vibrations of the leaves as they were, blowing in the wind. So I did that for, I don't know how long. I didn't time it, but it seemed like quite a while. Because it was hard at first, to just get your focus going and drown out the other noise. I could hear the birds at first, and there was a time when I kept trying to hear the bird and figure out what bird that was, and then I realized, no, I'm here to focus on the leaves. Let me just focus on the leaves. And I've mentioned this several times before. Even though I live back in the woods, there's a pretty main highway out here. I mean, it's a 4-lane, but cars are and trucks. You can hear them. They're loud. So I just try to drown everything out and just try to listen to the leaves. I wanted to hear the different vibrations. I wanted to hear different tones. So I did that for quite a while, and as I was doing it, it was almost, I could feel my crown chakra opening on its own, like a lotus flower. It wasn't me. I was not trying to work on my chakras. I really wasn't trying to do anything of a spiritual nature other than just be present in nature or with nature. But I could feel it opening. It was almost like it wanted to, like the crown chakra itself, deep within, wanted to feel the warmth of the sun, like within, not just on my skin, but within your center. And then it was as if I wanted to, as if it wanted to hear the song of the trees, of the leaves. And at that moment, I had this sort of a moment of some clarity. And let me continue. I will come back to that. So that was really interesting. And then I changed my focus to just the birds. Like I said, I could hear the birds, but I was trying not to focus on the birds. So I changed my focus from the leaves, and I just wanted to hear the birds for a minute. And I could hear the crow, several crow. I could hear a hawk. I heard the mockingbirds and mockingjays. They're all over. And some other songbird. I'm not sure what he is. I'm not really sure what it is. I'll have to and I couldn't see him. So, because I was looking at the trees at this point. I was looking up, trying to catch the birds, and, in my vision. And, but I'm not real good with bird sounds. I need to work on that. So I did that for a while, and it's so, I love them. It just sounds so great. And so then I just I had put my hands down, to sit back, put my hands down on the grass, and some of the grass is still dry, and so it's kind of prickly. It was, it's rough. Like, you can't really walk barefoot unless you have really, really tough feet. It's still, the brown grass is still too prickly. But the green grass is coming in. I mean, we're already in mowing season, and the green grass is coming in. And so I took my hands, and I was just doing this. I was just rubbing my hands on the grass at first. And then what I did was I decided to I wanted to feel the difference. I could feel the brown grass, the brown grass. And then I would switch over and I would feel the green grass. Feel the difference in texture and how the brown grass was just, it was dead. And it was as if there wasn't, like, you couldn't feel a whole lot of vibration in that. And if any, I really honestly didn't feel anything in the brown grass. But then when I would feel the green blades of grass, I could feel a vibration. I could feel the vibration of the water in the grass, the life in the grass, the life force in that green grass. I could feel it like vibrating. And then I would go back and feel the brown grass, and I started getting that. So this is life, death, and rebirth. And so that was really, really cool. I was really getting into that and just trying to understand what it was that I was feeling. I was feeling all of the energy in a blade of grass, and it was really cool. So anyway, so back to the clarity, this moment that I had of clarity. And again, I want to make sure I was not meditating. I was not trying to get any messages. I had not called any spirit elements, nothing. I just wanted to be present with nature. I just wanted to be, I just wanted to be and have some me time, some me quiet No interruptions, just me. And so I had this little instant of clarity. And when it happened, it was an aha moment. And I sort of went, wow. I get it. Well, then that took me a step further. What was happening was, if you remember last week, remember we did the 7-day road opener candle spell? Okay, well, I had actually done the spell, and of course I don't share everything with you. I got you started, hopefully, but I continued on with mine. I had my intentions set and chose the herbs that I chose, which I shared with you for specific reasons. I had my symbol on there for specific reasons, and so forth. And when I did the energy, as you saw in the video, then that was my own energy, infusing it into the candle. So I have been every day lighting that candle and working the energy with the candle. And with the exception of the last 2 days, it did nothing. So I have been, in my personal life, I'm extremely busy, not just with work, and I'm not trying to, and this is, and really, even to me, it sounds like an excuse. If I was my own teacher, I would say to myself, that's an excuse. But I don't ask me why, but I decided that I would be able to handle some courses that I wanted to take. There were some classes and some courses that I wanted to take. I'm not doing my Witchcraft 101 class this year, and I'm not teaching any classes at the shop, the monthly classes this year either. So I thought, well, now is the time to work on me a little bit. I have an opportunity. I don't have to worry about my classes and preparing for them and etc. And so instead of taking one class, or, take 2. No, I decided to take 4, and I had to drop 1. It was just, I couldn't do it. It was just, anyway, anyway, I dropped that one. And so I'm juggling 3, and plus my shop, and plus my own personal devotional spiritual practice, which is number 1 for me. That is everything to me, so that comes first and foremost always. So what happened was, I don't know if I would like to say that I didn't forget about the spell, but then I didn't tend to it either. And it isn't that I thought, well, it isn't working. I never even thought that. That never crossed my mind. And I didn't think, don't obsess over it. If it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. I didn't go there at all. That never happened. I just was busy. I just was sidetracked. And I just didn't get out there to do the work. So this clarity thing that happened today was literally the dangling of a carrot. And I don't know if the clarity came from spirit, if it came from my guides, from the universe, from deity, from my own self. I have no idea where it came from. But it was this much, and it was this quick. And when I say it was a carrot, the dangling carrot, is because it showed me clarity enough to where I said, and then it was like, oh, you want to see more? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, I want the clarity. That's what the whole thing is about. And it said, well, then you need to do the work. So I'm processing this. I'm like, but I didn't forget about the work. Oh, but you didn't do the work either. Oh, well, I was so busy. Oh, really? But yet you want it to work. Oh, but you don't want to obsess about your spell work. No, but you want to let your spell work and the universe and whatever you've called to help you know that, hey, I'm still connected. I'm still working it. It's a 7-day candle. 7 days. I should be there 7 days, at least connecting with it. And I wasn't. And what that showed me was that it was working. It was working. That was that dangle. Hey, I got this for you. I got this much for you. And that this much was huge. I mean, it was huge. That was huge. That was a big clarity moment for me. It was huge. But it wasn't all of it. It wasn't all of it. So what I did was I got up off the grass right then and there. I went into the cottage. I lit the candle. I anointed my hands. And I went back to focus, went back to intention, went back to the purpose of what this spell was about. And not only that, I went into gratitude. I went into letting the universe know that I had not done my work in 2 days. Basically, I said my own words, but basically that's what it was. I took responsibility and I took ownership, I guess, is how I put it, that I did not do the work for 2 days, that I could have and that I should have, but I didn't. And then did gratitude and asked for the spell to continue. So I know that the spell was working because of the clarity that it gave me. It was huge. Let me tell you, it was huge. So I know that it was working. And I know that it's even more than that. I know that, it's like I've been given, half the walnut shell. I've only been given half. It's not complete. And so I've also taken ownership, and I know that, and my hope is, and I did include some of this in today's work, is that I hope that is a lesson that that the universe will forgive and will continue this journey of this spell work. But it may not. The universe may say, yeah, you're right, this is a lesson, and we showed you what we were doing, and we didn't show you the whole picture. And so now we're out, bye-bye, and you'll have to start over and do something else. Not the same spell, not the same thing, and we're not going to let you create that same jar and do all of that. But so it would have to be something different. So I don't know. I don't know what the end result is going to be. What I do know is that I am going to continue from this day forward to work every day my spell. Whether it works or whether it doesn't, I will be in gratitude, because either way I will have learned. I will have learned, if it succeeds, that my work is worthy of the answers that I'm seeking. And if it doesn't work, I know that I have not worked a complete spell, that I need to work harder, that I need to be more focused, that using, oh, you're so busy and you've got this and that and you're overwhelmed as an excuse I know that. So what is important to me and what is a priority to me. So I don't just dabble. I don't like to dabble. I'm not going to just dabble. I'm not going to put together all of that work I did on the 7-day and talking to you about it and hauling everything over to the cottage and putting it together and doing all the things to just for no reason. So I don't show you my personal work. What you saw was a 7-day candle with a few things that I felt I could show you without revealing my personal work and my connection. So that part is still there, and that part is still sacred. And I feel by missing those 2 days that was a step back for me. So we will have to see what happens with that. All I know is that it was revealed to me some clarity, which is one of the obstacles that was going to have to happen, but it didn't show the whole picture. But what it did show was that it was working. Whether it continues to work, we'll see. I'm going to continue to do my work regardless, and I will be grateful regardless of the outcome. So that's how I do my work, and that is the end result of the walkabout. That didn't happen. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you're working, whether you're working a 7-day candle, an hour candle, a tea light, a votive, it doesn't matter. If you're working any kind of spell, it doesn't have to be fire magic. Anything that you're working, work it, understand it. That is my point, is understanding it. If we go to all the efforts of getting the right herbs and getting the right candle and getting the setup and getting the aesthetics and doing all the thing so that we can look witchy, but that isn't cutting it if you don't continue forward with what it is that you started. So I own that. Coming forward with one of perhaps a fallback for me, a mistake for me, I won't know. I only know what I've done to try to correct it and what I will continue to do until my candle is finished. And at that point, that's the only time that I will know when it's finished, and if it's revealed to me in a week, in a month, who knows? And if I get the feeling, if I get the message that there you go, it was just a lesson because this is not you, then I will take that, I will accept that, I will be grateful for that, and I will start anew with maybe a different approach to it. And so there you go. All right. So that's all I have today, and I hope you guys are having an incredible day or night and week, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Bye, guys.